Hi, me again, and I thought today we could take a look at what would happen if you were caught watching something you shouldn't be watching without a TV licence, so you get a fine or a court date, things like that. Now in the year we're going to look at, over 200,000 people were summoned to court for non-payment of the TV licence. Madness, isn't it? Let's take a look at this. So basically what we're doing here is a day in the life of Highbury Magistrates Court up in London, if you don't know where Highbury is. And on this particular day that we're looking at, there were 158 TV licence related cases. Now, of those 158 cases, only about 20 people actually turned up to defend themselves in court. But that's good because it does let us see what happens if you do go to court for this offence. So it's the start of the day now in Highbury Magistrates Court around about 10 AM, and the first thing that happens is a clerk of the court will come out and hand around means testing forms. So they know they're going to get a fine. So you fill out a means testing form, and if you prove you've got a low income on your means testing form, you may be eligible for a reduced fine for your offence. And one of the interesting things about this day in particular was that one of the guys who was up in court for the TV licence offence actually brought his TV with him to hand over to the court to say, that's it, I don't want it anymore. And I think he was a bit fuming. And it's a shame it didn't work out like that for him, but that's just not how it works, I'm afraid, mate. Now, the first person we're going to follow today is a young woman. Now, this young lady, she is a single mother and she's on benefits. And it's her first ever time in court. So she tells the reporter how scared she is. Now, if you've ever been to court, the first time, I think you can sympathise. It's quite a scary situation, isn't it? So she's led into the court and she's presented in front of two magistrates, and in there also is the clerk of the court and the person from the CPS who's putting the case against her. I just want to stop there just for 1 second, just to ask you that if you find this video helpful or informative in any way, please do share it with your friends and family. Use your social media, email it to them, tell them about it. And don't forget to hit the like button below, because that really helps YouTube recommend my videos to more people who will then get the information that they may be looking for. Right, let's get back to find out what happened to this woman in court. Between the 1st of December and the 31st of December, you used a colour television receiver without a licence at your address. Do you plead guilty or not guilty? Is the first question she's answered as she's presented in court. Guilty is what she pleads. And she looks like she's going to cry. And she tries to take the time to explain to the court that she is a single mother. She's on benefits, she's really struggling, and she doesn't see why she should have to pay the television licence fee. And for her offence, she is fined £35, with £50 in fees and a £20 victim surcharge, whatever one of those is. So that's a total of £106, and the court, because of her income being so low, allow her to repay it at £5 a week, and off she goes. Next person's coming in. So the next person is presented to the court, and it's a gentleman, and he's asked how he pleads to his offence, and he says guilty and also not guilty. He's promptly told that he can't do that. The case continues, and he also receives a total fine of £106. Next up is an unemployed man who's having a really bad time of it, and he's now on sickness benefits. This guy seems like he is really, really struggling. He claims he's been hounded with endless phone calls and letters from TV licensing, and that's not helped his situation with being on sickness benefits at all. In the end, he got a total fine of £55 and was allowed to repay it at £2.50 a week. Next up in front of the magistrate is another woman, and she receives a total fine of £55. So you may be aware from all the letters and everything that they send out that the total fine you can be given for a TV licence offence is £1,000. And it is very, very rarely given out. I preach it, all the other YouTubers that talk about the TV licence, they all preach it. It's very, very rare for someone to be given the £1,000 fine. So if you're one of the people that I've encouraged to cancel their TV licence, and now I've got you a bit worried because I'm talking about court cases, it's important to remember how the evidence came about to give them the fine or get them to magistrates court and all of that in the first place. There's only one place that evidence could come from, and that place is the TV licence inspectors when they do a visit. And this is why we say to never speak to them. Now, whether you're playing a straight game with having your TV licence or you're not, you're watching stuff you shouldn't be watching without paying for the TV licence, the rules are the same on how to deal with the visits to avoid this situation where you could get a fine and have to go to the magistrates court. It's dead simple to do. So don't be scared to open your own front door if you get a knock from a stranger. Or they can shout through the door, perfectly valid way. Video doorbell, all those things. But let's say you haven't got any of that. Door knocks, you open it up. There's a person there. You say, hello, who are you? Say, hi, I'm from TV licensing. Bang. Shut that door. Shut the door. Do not talk to them any further. Do not sign anything. Do not let them into your property. Every one of these people that I've talked about today that was in court, 158 offences on that one day, the evidence from that came from someone knocking on their door and they talked to them and they stitched themselves up and admitted to watching something they shouldn't be watching, or they let them in and they were caught doing something they shouldn't be doing, or it has been known for these TV licence inspectors to fabricate a bit of evidence. I've even heard of them plugging people's TV aerials back in, turning the telly on and making it go on to BBC One. Bang, there you go, you're caught. I've heard of that. So the best way is to have no interaction with them at all. Have a look at this clip, might ring a bell from one of my old videos. Hello, Mr. Chilli. Who are you? My name is Mr. Funt. I'm from TV licensing. Now our records show that you don't have a TV licence at this address. So I just need to pop in quickly just to make sure that you don't need one. So you may remember at the beginning of this video, I said only about 20 people of the 158 due to show up in court that day actually showed up. So what happens to all the other people that had their offences heard that day that weren't there to represent themselves? Well, let's take a look. So in their absence, the prosecutor will read out everything to do with their case. It normally only gives it about 15 seconds for that. If someone has sent in a letter, defending themselves, that will also be read at that point too. And then it's just down to the magistrate to decide on the size of the fine. All down to them, I'm afraid. But as you can see, the £1,000 fines are very, very rarely given out. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching the video and found it a little bit informative. And honestly, don't worry about all the court cases and everything. The only way, as I said, that you can end up in this situation is if you admit to doing something you shouldn't have been doing when one of them knocks on your door. Now, you shouldn't be watching stuff that you're not supposed to watch without a TV licence anyway, but even so, best practice is never talk to these people. So don't forget to share this video, hit the like button, leave me a comment below. If you haven't already, please do hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything and it really helps the channel out and it'll help you see more of my videos in the future. Speaking of them, I will see you in another video in the future. Thanks for watching. Oh, before you go, down below in the description and the first pinned comment, you'll find some links to my Amazon store and my Teespring store. Now, if you buy anything from these stores, the Amazon one's got loads of TV related stuff on there, and the Teespring store has got a few TV licensed t-shirts and mugs and things like that. And anything you buy, I get a little bit of a commission, and that all goes towards funding my website, tvlicencestop.co.uk, which helps loads of people every day with the information they need to cancel their TV licenses. And by buying something from down below and getting me a little kickback, you can be a direct part of helping support the fight and support these people who want to cancel their TV license. So thank you very much. You can go now. Bye-bye.